Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us this morning for our service of Multifaith Readings and Reflection. My name is Bavli, and I'm one of the spiritual care practitioners here at Mackenzie Health. This service of Multifaith Readings and Reflection, you will see throughout the service prayers and scriptures which represent some of our multi-faith community. We encourage everyone to participate in all aspects of the service and to enjoy and celebrate those aspects that you have found most supportive and helpful to you. We hope that everyone will learn something new today, and in that spirit, keep an open mind throughout. Today's theme of the service is on friendship. So we will have an opening reading, and this is a poem by Helen Rice. Friendship is a priceless gift that can't be bought or sold, but its value is far greater than the mountain made of gold. For gold is cold and lifeless, it cannot see or hear, and in your times of trouble, it is powerless to cheer. It has no ears to listen, no heart to understand. It cannot bring you comfort or reach out a helping hand. So when you ask God for a gift, be thankful that it sends not diamonds, pearls, or riches, but the love of a real, true friend. Our next reading comes to us from the Hindu tradition, and this is taken from the sacred scriptures of the Vedas. Let us have concord with our own people and concord with people who are strangers to us. The divine twins create between us and the strangers a unity of hearts. May we unite in our minds, unite in our purposes, and not fight against the divine spirit within us. Let us not battle cry arise amidst many slain, nor the arrows of the war god fall with the break of day. Our next reading comes to us from the Jewish tradition, and this is taken from Psalm 133. Behold, how good and pleasant is it when brothers dwell in unity. It is like the precious oil upon the head, running down upon the beard of Aaron, running down on the collar of his robes. It is like the dew of Hermon, which falls on the mountains of Zion, for there the Lord has commanded the blessing, life forevermore. Our next reading comes to us from the Islamic tradition, and this is taken from the Quran. Hold fast altogether to Allah's rope, and be not divided amongst yourselves. Remember with gratitude Allah's favor of you, for you were enemies, and He joined your hearts in love, so that by His grace you became brethren. You were on the brink of a fiery pit, and He saved you from it. Thus does Allah make His signs clear to you, that you may be guided. Let there arise out of you one community, inviting to all that is good, enjoying what is right, and forbidding what is wrong. Those will be prosperous. Be not like those who are divided amongst themselves and fall into disputations after receiving clear signs. For them is a dreadful penalty. Our next reading comes to us from the Christian tradition, and this is taken from the book of Sirach. When you gain a friend, gain him through testing, and do not trust them hastily. For there is a friend who is such at his own convenience, but will not stand by you in your day of trouble. And there is a friend who changes into an enemy, and will disclose a quarrel to your disgrace. And there is a friend who is a table companion, but will not stand you by you in the day of trouble. In your prosperity, he will make himself your equal, and be bold with your servants, but if you are brought low, he will turn against you, and you will hide himself from your presence. A faithful friend is a sturdy shelter. He that has found one has found treasure. There is nothing so precious as a faithful friend, and no scales can measure his excellence. A faithful friend is an exceller of life, and those who fear the Lord will find him. Whoever fears the Lord directs his friendship aright, for as he is, so is his neighbor also. Our next reading comes to us from the Buddhist tradition, and this is taken from the Yuanda scriptures. It is by dealing with a man that his virtues to be known, and that too after a long time, not by one who gives it a passing thought, or no thought at all, by a wise man and not by a fool. It is the association that a man's integrity is to be known. It is in times of trouble that his fortitude is to be known. It is by conversing with him that a man's wisdom is to be known, and that too, after a long time, not by one who gives it a passing thought or no thought at all, by a wise man and not by a fool. Good morning again, everyone. I'd like to thank you for joining us for our service of Multifaith readings this morning. My name is Bavli, and I'm one of the spiritual care practitioners. Our theme for today is on friendship, and I'd like to share a few words with you on friendship. So, some of you might know me. I love basketball, and so I usually play basketball throughout the week. I had a game last night, actually. And so this was actually on a weekend. It was in the evening, and me and a few of my buddies, we were just playing some, pick-up basketball. Now, like I mentioned, if you know me, basketball is a big part of my life, and it helps me with my mental health, and it helps sustain me, going day in and day out. So this was an ordinary evening, and that moment when my friend went down, he began to scream. We crowded around him, and he was holding his left leg. A few scans later, a few hospital visits, we found out that he had tore his Achilles. He's currently recovering at home, and he will be back on the court depending on the rehab, and if he needs surgery, anywhere from 9 to 12 months. I've been at his house already for a few times ever since the injury has occurred. Everyone has been supportive to him and his work, even got him a special device that allows his leg to be elevated so he could do his work from home. He's a brother to me, someone who I'm very close with, and who I consider a very close and dear friend. Why is it that we are drawn to some people more than others? And what makes us want to maintain a friendship? Friendships are like a lifeline. Connecting with like-minded people who genuinely care about one another is a gift we take for granted all too often. Friends are people we feel good with. Some make us laugh. Some hear us out and really listen to our hearts. Others support us when the going gets tough. And still others hang with us when we need downtime. A true friend holds up a mirror in which we can see ourselves. They are the ones who show us our strengths when all we see is weakness. They point out our good character traits, like courage and loyalty, when we are down on ourselves. And they remind us of past accomplishments and spur us on into our future. They build into our lives, and we are richer for having spent time with them. We come away with a stronger sense of who we are because we have been together through our friendships. But friends don't just expose our good qualities. They call it how it is as well, too. They are people in our lives who aren't afraid to tell us what they really think, who hold us accountable when we're out of line. They speak the truth in love, and in the process, make us better. Be mindful of the mirror you hold up for your friends. Do you reflect back to them the goodness you find in their hearts and in their character? Are you able to lovingly reveal the areas in their lives that they need to work on? Being in a bed right now, you might even be asking, where are your friends? No one has been here today to see me, and I'm not sure if anyone is going to come. Friendships are not easy and could be a challenge to maintain. Sometimes we tell ourselves that I don't have any real friends. I just have acquaintances who come to me when they need something. Our readings today point to this challenge and show us what kind of characteristics a good friend has. The Hindu reading points to a unity of mind and purpose between friends. The Jewish reading reminds us that when we are united in love with a friend, it is the greatest blessing to have. The Christian reading alludes to a friendship as being precious on a scale that cannot even measure the true essence of its beauty. The Muslim reading reminds us that friendship is about a community that has been united by Allah's favor and love for all of us. A community that is held together by the love that we have for each other. We have amazing staff here who create and foster a community of friendship within this hospital here at Mackenzie Health. You might be wondering, where are my friends? Keep in mind the nurse who spends a few extra minutes with you out of her busy schedule. Keep in mind maybe the patient who's sitting to you on the next bed, who constantly talks and might not make any sense. Keep in mind the physiotherapist, the occupational therapist, the social worker who comes to you at the bedside and spends a few extra minutes with you. Keep in mind the spiritual care practitioner who visits you and listens to your story. If we can see that we are connected, then friendships and links will be created amongst ourselves here in this Mackenzie Health community that we have created. So, my friend that I alluded to earlier in my story, still at home recovering, and has begun rehab. I know it pains him to stay at home because he's a very active individual. Not only does he play basketball, he plays volleyball, and he's involved in other physical activities that he engages with. So I've been keeping him company, trying to get his mind off the fact that he's at home, but I know it's not really making a difference for him. However, he does appreciate the company, and we're always sharing good laughs and creating that community that is important for him. I'd like to conclude with a saying from Helen Keller, which she says, "Walking with a friend in the dark is better than walking alone in the light." And now we will have a concluding reflection. Bless this day. Keep me safe and whole and kind and compassionate. Bless my path today. Help me to act with wisdom and live in perpetual gratitude. Bless my human family, who are everywhere and everyone. Bless the creatures and the plants, and may all life be blessed on this day. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning for our service of Multifaith Readings and Reflection. I hope you enjoyed this service. If you'd like to connect with a spiritual care practitioner, you can kindly talk to your nurse and they know how to contact us. Also, you can reach our contact information on the spiritual care icon that's located on your iPad. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next week. Thank you.